My name is Carlisle from Carlisle's Picks. I'm an avid motorcyclist. My favorite bike is the Triumph Daytona 675, and I work in finance. This whole situation with this incident last weekend, I really needed to put this out there because if you are a subscriber to my channel, you know that I've been kind of the referee for this whole situation. I've seen the wrongs on both sides, and I refuse to take sides. I know some people thought I was defending the motorcyclists, but I defend the motorcycle community because we're all types. Like I said, I myself, white-collar professional. You've got doctors, lawyers, police officers, firemen, you name it, they're on motorcycles. So there's no particular race or class that's on motorcycles, but yet this whole incident has become so inflammatory. I mean, people are talking about, like, I'm getting a lot of racist comments. All the racist people are coming out, and, I'm hearing terms like black gangs when there were no gangs involved. I know people get into semantics. You're like, oh, it's a bunch of riders, you could call it a gang. Yeah, but when you say that, that's not what people hear. They're not hearing a group of riders, they're hearing gang, and motorcycle gangs are very dangerous. You're talking about murders, prostitution, and all this kind of stuff. And to associate these group of riders like that is totally wrong, and it really disgusts me when I hear people keep throwing that word around, gang. It's not a gang, it was just a group of riders. And then I hear stuff like, they're saying Hollywood Stunts gang, when Hollywood Stunts is not even a gang or a group or even a club. And the media is running with this whole thing, and everyone's spreading this stuff. And I did a Google search the other day looking for some photos. I typed in biker gang, and all I kept coming up with is articles about the incident. So, I mean, this is slowly becoming fact. So while there were no gangs involved, and this whole Hollywood Stunts, that person wasn't even there, but now the more people keep repeating the word gang, keep talking about Hollywood Stunts, the more it's becoming a reality. Because if you Google it, like I said, all the links are going to show this event. So it's like perception is stronger than reality. So if we keep saying this stuff over and over again, it's going to become considered to be fact when it's actually not. But the purpose of this video is I've been trying to get the riders to step forward and defend themselves. I look at the video and I see a potential of where things could have gone wrong on the SUV side. I myself have had enough incidents of dangerous driving, and it's not unique to motorcyclists. A lot of motorcyclists tend to take things a little too personal, I think. The bottom line is you've got a lot of dangerous people on the road, whether they're in cars, vans, you name it. A lot of dangerous people on the road who are very inconsiderate. You've got people that are coming to blows over simple fender benders. Road rage is a huge issue in this country. The fact that America is one of the most violent countries in the world is a huge issue, but there's no public outcry. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about the real issues, because there's yet another issue that I found in this country is segregation. We love to point fingers at groups. In the past, it was people with dark skin, and we're getting away from that. Not completely, but we're getting away from that for the most part. Here in this situation, now it's motorcyclists. It's like we just love to find groups. We just love to be able to point and say, these are the guys that are doing this or whatever, or hate. While people may be disgusted, and this is what disgusts me, people are disgusted about what happened, and it was wrong. I mean, the guy almost got run over. The guy that actually assaulted the driver of the SUV, he almost got run over. And the idea of going back and attacking that guy, that's a revenge tactic. That's not going to serve any purpose other than to make matters worse. Now, if you're defending yourself, that's different. But to actually go after the guy after the fact, I know, it's tempers and people get angry, but we've got to learn how to control ourselves. And as a country, not as motorcyclists, not as any particular race, as a country, because I know for a fact that if I'm walking through a public city right now with my wife or girlfriend or whatever, some guy walks by and calls her a whore, and I deck him with my fist, I'm probably going to get a lot of support. People might even clap for me. That's the kind of country we live in. So simply because, yeah, it's disrespectful, but simply because I said something disrespectful to my girlfriend or wife, that gives me the right to lay my hands on someone. I mean, what happened to freedom of speech? And this is America. So I don't understand stuff like that. But no one's going to say anything about that. I could go into Fortune 500 office and I could tell them about this incident, about how I decked this guy just for calling my girlfriend or wife a whore, and I'd probably get support there as well. That's the country we live in, and that's the problem. That is the real problem, not motorcyclists, not anyone that was at this particular event, because I know for a fact that a majority of the people that are commenting against these riders would have done the same thing if someone did something that put their lives in danger. Because I see people go to blows over fender benders. This was beyond a fender bender. This guy could have been killed. Look what one guy's in a coma right now. This is serious stuff. And for a country that condones or is okay or doesn't even bat an eye at people coming to blows over a simple fender bender, to all of a sudden you want to get outraged because bikers are involved, I think that's really hypocritical. Here's the important thing. There's a lot of stories floating around that the SUV driver was all over the road and he potentially hit a rider before the video started. And what you see in the video is them trying to get the driver under control. Now, that scenario is perfectly believable. This is something that we see all the time. Again, it's not a motorcycle thing, because you could be in your car. I've had people cut in front of me, brake in front of me. I mean, all kinds of craziness. I'll be doing the speed limit in the slow lane and have a guy behind me flashing his lights and blowing his horn. Let's not make any mistakes about that. It's very likely that this SUV driver could have been one of those jerks swerving all over the place and he hit someone or almost hit someone, and that kind of antagonized the group, and that's what led to the whole thing. But you know what? Where's the proof? Now, I'm a rider, and if there is proof, and this is really what happened, I will stand up and I will represent the riding community, and I will show that evidence to whoever needs to see it. But I've asked already for people to bring me the videos. Bring me the video. Talk to me. I'll interview you, whatever it is. I'll tell your story. And no one has come forward. Now, I know tons of these guys. I know how these rides work, and I know tons of these guys were rolling. They had cameras. They were filming. And to consider that the video that's up is essentially the one that's being used to crucify these riders. So a rider's footage is out there that's crucifying the riders, but yet supposedly there's footage out there that can vindicate the riders, and that's not being put out there. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me. So this is my last effort here to allow you guys, if you guys were there and you've got another side to the story and you can prove it, I don't want hearsay. Show me the video of what this driver did that started this whole situation, and I will put it out there to the world so that everyone can know and that you can vindicate yourselves. But if you can't bring that tape to me, if you can't show me the proof, then at this point, I'm moving on and you guys are on your own, and I will move on to defending the community, because right now we're all being put.
You're watching Carlisle's Picks.